Good day fellas, I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill, and today we are going to play with the K45.03 German heavy tank, premium version of the heavy tank I supposed to say. And this is quite an interesting vehicle. If you are wondering how do I rate this tank, I rate this tank as a playable vehicle and I do not regret how do I rate this tank. All and all, armor is not that great, although if you are comparing armor against the Tiger 1, it is not looking that bad. But the gun, unfortunately, is just simply not delivering what Tiger 1 can do. For example, if you are directly comparing this tank against the Tiger 1 have better alpha damage, obviously Tiger 1 has better DPM, and Tiger 1 is kind of a king of the tier 7 DPM monsters, even though the armor is not that great, right? As you can see, T-3485M can penetrate straight in the face into cupola without even thinking too much, or maybe that wasn't even hit into cupola. Yeah, that was hit into the superstructure or turret, and as you can see, this is not looking that excellent, and this is not looking that great. And it needs to be said, fellas, armor wise this vehicle is very far away from being very well armored. So for example, if we are comparing this vehicle against a one tier lower tank but a Russian tank, well, you would know, ooh, interesting blind kill, you would know the Russian tank obviously has way better armor, and it's just simply a better tank overall, right? This is very worth to highlight. I'm not entirely sure is he baboon or he is not baboon. I truly do not know. It looks like he has a PP raised, so that basically means I'm not going to shoot him for obvious reasons, right? Because I think he is baboon, fellas. If I am wrong, then hashtag never lucky. What I want to do, I want to smack this light tank who might try to be a bit more aggressive here, and this is exactly what I am thinking about. Also, if enemy Vaka will think about flanking us, I believe we should be able to smack him once or twice. I'm pretty sure this guy is baboon, and I know no skill, how dare you not to shoot him even though he is baboon? Well, if I see a gentleman with a raised PP, fellas, you are not attacking someone taking a kaku in the toilet, okay? You are not doing that. So I am not that type of guy who will abuse baboons, if you know what I mean, and this is very important thing to highlight overall. Meanwhile, if the things will go well, we should be able to punish everyone who is playing here, right? And I hope we can do this. I hope we can do this. I believe, fellas, I believe he is... Yep, as you can see, fellas, this MX is not shooting us, and we are not shooting him. He is clearly a baboon, and I am presenting him with a nice dance. Meanwhile, enemy light tank is saying, what the flying F is that? What the... Excusez-moi? What is this abomination? And you know what, fellas, we are not damaging any game rules. I am just not shooting him because I have very bad map awareness. In the same time, this gentleman is not shooting us as well because he is not very good at paying attention at the maxi map, right? And there is nothing bad about it. It is completely fine. Meanwhile, I believe we can ram this guy to death. And now we can beat the living crap out of the Cover 1. And once again, my friends, it is always pleasure to meet you in the game. And if you want to shoot me, please do not dance whatsoever. And if you want to dance with me, I am more than ready. I am more than happy to show some good dance moves, to raise a PP, and to have a great time together with you. So please, fellas, keep this in mind. Meanwhile, there is two enemy clickers left, and obviously S35 Tsa, and if we are going to be lucky, there is a chance we will get one or another free shot. Now, very important thing to say, fellas, once again, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, do not think this tank is so epic as you have seen in the very first battle today. It is not so great. I am very lucky with matchmaking. Aka, we are playing against the tier 5s, and in the same time we met a friendly enemy top tier heavy tank. This is the main reason why we have performance like this. Obviously, some of you might say, but still, if you would shoot the enemy heavy tank, maybe your team would survive the side. And maybe, I do not know, fellas. I do not know. Maybe it would be the case. You never know. Meanwhile, S35 Tsa is under the bridge, and oh boys, I'm going for him with a big smile on my face. We are trying to punish him. Boom! Rudy is jumping, and I am helping to recover on his feet. As you can see, he finished great, like a good acrobat. Chukst! And he is back on track. Beautiful. Meanwhile, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, please keep this in mind. We updated the index page. We have a tech tree here. You can see how the things are looking like, and you can see a nice picture for yourself, what lines to grind or what lines not to grind, right? I hope this is going to be very beneficial for you, and I hope you are going to get a lot of use of this. Also, artists are rated by professional clicker in World of Tanks, so fellas, keep this in mind, and hopefully you will get some use from all this. So now, very first battle, Ace. I am actually quite surprised with this. That's nice. We have a steel wall, we have high caliber, but in the same time we were extremely lucky. 3.3 thousand damage, 300 assisting damage, 1.4 base experience, and 91,000 profits. Extremely great game. Can we get a tier 9 matchmaking now, please? Well, Skill, you was begging for a tier 9, but no luck for you, only tier 8. And now the situation is going to be a bit different. The situation is going to be so much harder for us. Why so? Because overall we are facing bigger guns, and even tier 6 without gold can penetrate us straight in the face like this, right? So please keep this in mind, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to be very smart about this, if I can say so. We cannot try to be over aggressive. It is just not going to be a great deal for us. We need to keep a distance between us and enemies and try to use the gun handling of this vehicle as much as we physically and possibly can. So yeah, this is the thing. Okay, we have quite a lot of enemies who are trying to make a pressure in the other side. The question is, can we be a bit aggressive here? Love is still not spotted, and Love is very dangerous tank for us, fellas. I can promise you that Love is so much stronger tank than VK4503 is. And I truly want to highlight this, fellas, because I'm telling you, first game was very, very lucky for this vehicle, and we are not going to have every game like this, right? This is why I am highlighting this. This is why I'm saying this is not going to be so easy as you might think it is in order to get an extremely great performance or extremely great battle for this tank. Meanwhile, I have an idea. I'm not entirely sure will it work well, but I have an idea, and we are trying to get a bit more involved like this. We are crossing just like so, and here we will try to side scrap against the enemies, right? That's the whole point of us. Yep, as you can see, gun handling is not that ideal as I would love to say it is, but we are not giving up. We are working our ass off, and hopefully we are going to get enough use here. Meanwhile, Love is going for us like there is no tomorrow, plus on top of that, Love is going with a gold ammunition for obvious reasons, right? So once again, that's completely fine and that's fair. Meanwhile, Vazai supporting the Love, that's completely fine. And obviously we want to smack Vazai in the face if it is possible to do so. I am trying to move as much as I physically and possibly can, just to annoy him to the death, hopefully to the death, right? And just to make him suffer in a way, right? This is exactly what we need to do. Now, speaking about the armor, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot expect to have a humongous amount of armor against the higher tiers. And luckily, I know it sounds weird, but still you did only 900. Yeah, I did 900, I died here, but I think that decision wasn't that bad whatsoever. There is only one thing what I regret by not shooting gold ammo earlier, because I missed Love probably 2 or 3 times, and I did not penetrate it was if I would connect those shots, I would feel so much better and the score would be nicer as well. But it is how it is, no complaints, no regrets. Let's teleport into the end of this game. And we are back. Yeah, that's more like it. 900 damage, this is what we can expect from this tank. Luckily, we had IS-6 who farmed this side, so big kudos to this gentleman. Overall, we made 15,000 credits with this game, and it wasn't ideal. Let's get real. Let's go for round number 3, and let's hope I will perform a bit better. And we are back. Unfortunately, we are having a tier 8 matchmaking once again, but that's okay. And how we are going to play this battle, we are going to play this battle a bit safer than last time. I am not going to be so aggressive. I am not going to get so much involved as I did before for obvious reasons. This is just simply not the greatest play, and this is not the right way to play the game in a way. Yeah, sure, we won the battle, but I'm not very happy with my result. That's what I'm trying to say. Meanwhile, what we are going to do instead we are going to get into the nice position, and hopefully we can side scrap here against the enemy tier 7 tanks, right? I believe that's fair. Enemy tier 7s will have a great time side scrapping against us. We are going to have a great time side scrapping against them, and this is going to be a corridor fight in a way, right? That's what we are up for, and that's what we want to do. Now, once again, please, fellas, keep this in mind. This tank does not have the super duper hyper turbo armor. You cannot side scrap that well with this vehicle, and you cannot pretend you are the most powerful tank on the battlefield, because it is not the case, my friends. It is truly not the case. So please keep this in mind. As you can see, the Hellcat can snapshot us easily, and if Hellcat is snapshotting us, he is able to get a lot of free damage in a way. Well, maybe not necessarily free damage, but he can pretty much penetrate us without bigger problems whatsoever. That's what I want to highlight, fellas, and it is truly the case, right? So please keep this in mind. Can you side scrap with this tank? To the certain extent, sure thing you can, but once again, until you are not expecting to have the best armor in the world of tanks, and if you are not expecting to bounce every single shot in the game as well, you are going to be completely fine. I know this guy doesn't have the best gun handling in the world of tanks, so we can try to play against him, and we can try to show him who is the boss in this situation, right? So we kind of have an advantage over him. In a way, right? Meanwhile, we are crafting a very nice angle against the Mr. ML1, and hopefully we will be able to finish him off. Unfortunately, we cannot. That's okay, fellas. That's completely fine. We already have a decent performance, or somehow decent performance, right? And there is still a lot of place for us to improve. Meanwhile, E25 is sniping from the back, and I honestly do not really care about this gentleman that much. What I care about, I care about finding the guys which we could penetrate relatively easily, and which we could punish for their one or another mistake. Meanwhile, we need to keep this in mind. Progetto is sitting here. That's okay. I hope Scorpion is not sitting there as well. Luckily for us, Scorpion is not here. Nice. Okay, step by step, little by little, fellas. step by step, little by little, we are crafting our performance and we are crafting our score. We need to figure out how to get a bit more involved in this situation. Once again, Scorpio never ever was spotted, so this could be dangerous stuff for us to cross like this, but I'm ready to take the risk. I'm going for a blind shot as well, and I'm pretty sure we did not hit anyone, but we'll see, time will show everything. So, how about if we would try to punish this IS? Because I have a feeling he will try to get involved, and bam, beautiful side shot. I am very happy with this. We are side scrapping pretty well against him, and hopefully we can eliminate him from the game. At least I hope so. Meanwhile, Scorpion is in the open field here. I need to try to play as safe as I physically and possibly can. Meanwhile, E25 is crossing. He is very greedy. Oh, you are greedy little bugger, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. Nice. I think he could be Amoract. And if he is Amoract, he is officially dead. Beautiful. Very, very good game. Extremely good game for us. Am I playing this game ideally? I don't really think I am making many mistakes in this battle. I think we met relatively new players here, right? And I think we got quite a bit of the free use for ourselves. By saying free use, I mean we weren't getting punished by enemies, right? And we managed to smack them in the face a couple of times. So I am feeling pretty happy with my performance and what I am doing in this game overall. Meanwhile, our board is making a hardcore pressure like this, so I believe we can get involved to the maximum and maybe we can eliminate this Vaza from the game, and we truly did so. Nice. How about Arta, Russia? Beautiful snapshot from our side. Luckily we managed to get an extra shot, an extra kill. And once again, fellas, I can tell you one thing. 4 or 8 damage is better than 0. So please keep this in mind. And in this game we made this tank work once again. I am very surprised. Once again, this tank is not that great as it might look like, fellas. We simply met newer players in the game, and please don't be tricked for this vehicle to purchase this tank. It is not that great, okay? I was lucky. I made it work in the first and the third game. The second game was like, you know, not so great. Obviously, I was way more aggressive with this tank. And I hope this game and overall this video will help you if you already made a decision to purchase this tank. I hope this will make your life a bit easier how to play with this vehicle overall, right? Because once again, in my humble opinion, with this tank you are playing relatively safe, you are trying to hold the corner, and you are not making a hardcore pressure unless you are dealing with a tier 5 tanks. And let's get real, if you are dealing with a tier 5 tanks, it doesn't really matter. Are you playing with this tank? Are you playing with a Tiger? Are you playing with IS? Or are you playing with a Tiger P? You will still relatively feel like a king in that matchmaking anyways, right? So that's the third game. Very, very, very good performance. I'm happy with this. So what do we have? I have a very high suspicion this should be another ace for us. So 2 out of 3 aces. Very nice. Very, very strong performance. Let's see. Loading. No, surprise us with ace. I dare you. Surprise us with ace. Beautiful surprise. So as you can see, we have ace, we have a steel wall, 3.6 thousand damage. So we hit a blind shot. Wow, that's actually impressive. 1.8 thousand actually 180 assisting damage, and overall 1.4 base with a solid 78,000 profits. Very, very good session. And all after 3 games our performance is 2.6 thousand damage and 170 assisting damage. Once again, fellas, I was very, very lucky. I made this tank work. I believe if I would play 3 more games, the score would go significantly lower. And keep this in mind, we did not met the tier 9s, and it would be a very, very, very painful experience. I forgot to say things about the gun. The standard ammunition is 203 millimeters penetration, and gold ammunition 237 millimeters of penetration, and it's quarter better than the standard ammunition, speaking about the shell velocity. I forgot to mention that in the start of the video, so please forgive me. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed your time together with us, and see you very, very soon. Skills out for today. Peace.